From Marmo Studio, here's Jim Bratton.
Hi, this is Jim Bratton, and this is a Marmo Podcast coming to you from another conference room at Marmo. Emily Evans is with us today. Emily, thanks.
Thank you, Jim, for having me.
And Emily, tell us the name of your company, or your venture.
Absolutely. It's Custom Coastal Outreach. It's a nonprofit 501c3 organization. We're waiting for the IRS designation on that, but it was formed in the state of Texas back in November 16th of 2023.
Recent?
Yes, very recent.
But you've got quite a great history, which we reviewed, by the way, in our first podcast. We won't cover all of that, but give me just give me an elevator version of your bio.
So I found Texas A&M in Galveston 3 semesters after I started college, and I grew up in Houston. When I found Texas A&M and their Ocean and Coastal Resources program, I knew that was the one for me. And that led me to a decade-long journey of teaching kids about outdoor marine science and also leading groups of adults and families through some beautiful places.
We've got some beautiful places here, don't we? Now, bring us up to this, exactly what you've got going on with Custom Coastal Outreach and what's coming up. We'll call this an episode 2 of our podcast as we explain how things are going and what's coming. So I'm just going to give it to you. You could bring me up on what's coming. You don't seem to be at a loss for words, so let's just keep going.
Perfect. Yeah, kind of like this is episode 2. The website is currently on version 2.
Okay.
We're having a program launch boat party this Sunday, and some friends and family are joining us on the boat to get marketing materials for version 3 of the website. You can find the website clearly at customcoastal.org and also at customcoastaloutreach.org.
And we'll put this on the header information of this podcast as well. Now, you mentioned the boat.
Yes, the boat is wonderful.
It's so intriguing. I read the little blurb on your Sunday ventures on this. So first of all, tell me about the boat, and then tell me about these Sunday excursions that you've got coming.
Sure. So the boat that we'll be using this Sunday is a 50-foot catamaran motorboat with a double deck. So there's always room to hide from the sun. Yeah. It's a really comfy, stable boat. We don't venture outside of the Galveston-Houston ship channels. We don't need to. There's so much to see within eyesight of where we dock, which is where the Alyssa is docked when she's not doing day sails. Really? It's at the Galveston Historic Seaport. They've made their boat available for my programs.
So the Galveston, okay. Tell us exactly which pier that is for those of us that might be wanting to head down there sometime.
You could call it Pier 22.
Right. Is that past the restaurant?
It's in between Fisherman's Wharf and Willie G's, with the big gates that open up to show you the Alyssa and the other museum exhibit that is inside the seaport.
So you'll be leaving out of there?
We will be leaving out of there. We're going to be meeting there at 11 and then getting on the boat at 11:30. We have 42 people confirmed. There's 49 that can fit on the boat. We've got a good mix of kids and adults. I think we have 26 adults and 16 kids.
Oh, what a great mix. Now, and this is the first of an ongoing sailing schedule, right?
Absolutely. For Custom Coastal Outreach, the plan is to do one public boat trip each month. So another one coming up in May. Right. I'm imagining the third Sunday. And another one in June and another one in July. Those will be some invitation only, and then also open to the public.
Tell me some of the activities. It's very intriguing to me. You've got adults, you've got kids. What kinds of activities do you foresee on this first voyage?
Well, there's so much to be seen, and no two trips are alike, but it's almost guaranteed to catch some bottlenose dolphins as we're leaving the dock.
Right there.
I know.
Just amazing to me always. As a Midwestern farm boy, this is just truly amazing.
It never gets old.
Yeah.
Adults and children alike. So we always stop everything when there's dolphins. We just enjoy in their splendor. Sometimes we'll swing into Pier 19, which is where Katie's Fish House is. Yes. And those guys are nice enough to show the boat a big fish that they've just brought in.
Really?
Yeah, it's really neat. Last week they showed us an orange roughy.
How big is...
The orange roughy, it's really neat. It's not so much bigger than a really large snapper, but the head on that fish is so much different, and its eyeballs are super big because it lives in really deep waters.
So what a little learning thing right then.
You can tell a lot about where a fish lives by the way it looks. More on that in a minute.
Okay.
Also filled up in there are a bunch of birds, migratory and resident bird populations. We've got the white pelicans, brown pelicans, cormorants, herons hanging out on the shrimping boats. We get to talk about who regulates the fishing from the ocean because it is unlike any other form of agriculture.
Yeah.
It's common property. So NOAA, National Marine Fisheries, we talk a little bit about how that's regulated.
As ag, as traditional ag, which is somebody owns the cropland and
Right. This is of the commons. So we talk about the people behind the scenes, regulating that. And then we usually cruise out. And right there, we've got the Galveston Yacht Basin, which is a testament to how much recreational boating goes on in Galveston.
we forget.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
The ferry terminals right there, the Army Corps of Engineers,
Right.
not to mention UTMB that we've just passed up and talking about the biomedical combinations with marine sciences. Oh, man.
What a sleeper we are down here for a town of our size, coastal town. What a diverse access and use of the coastal area we have.
There really is. And part of my mission is to get kids out to see this that would typically face a larger barrier to entry in some of these industries. Talk about pilot boat captains.
Yeah, one of my favorite topics, by the way.
They're a very unique subset of people, right? I had a really good conversation with the captain on the water. I got to sail on the Alyssa on the day sail.
Really?
On Sunday.
Oh, my.
And kind of like a large vessel, they brought in captains from other parts of the world.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And our captain was on board for sure, so was the bosun. But after the sail, I got to talk to a guy, and he told me that a lot of people find it as nepotism in an industry such as pilot boat captains.
Understood.
Meaning if your uncle isn't in it, you're not going to be able to get a job in it.
Right.
His point, though, was very interesting. He said, no, it's all about access.
Yeah.
If these kids don't have access to the waterfront, if they don't know about a TWIC card, then
Absolutely.
they're not going to have the resume that some of the kids that are related to people that are always on the water.
It's not nepotism necessarily as knowledge of the career path.
Absolutely. And access.
I never even thought about that. I knew exactly what you were saying. I mean, a lot of times it's generation or something. But you're right. It's because they know that the opportunity is there.
Absolutely. So I want to give these kids an opportunity to not only go out on the boat. We have a couple more activities we're going to cover that we do on the boat, but then have access to individuals that have been in these industries. And later on, I look forward to creating our living library with these young.
You mentioned it just in passing before we started. Living library.
Living library. There's people that I've been able to talk to because of where I've put myself in life.
Yes.
Captain School, Propeller Club,
Right.
Rotary, Texas Master Naturalists, and just from my peer group. And they have fascinating stories. And I want to get my Army Corps of Engineers biologist on there. I want to get my retired pilot boat captains on there. I want to get my marine biologists, my biomedical people. The list goes on.
All within a 30-mile radius.
Absolutely.
Right here.
Right here. Oh, the fishing too. So
I know. No, I mean, it's all this stuff, because some of it can be so transparent in its operation. We forget that it's our maybe transparent's not the right word, but anyway, it's there.
Yeah.
But we don't realize it's there. We don't realize the detail and the depth and the sophistication that a lot of this has.
Absolutely. So I have buddies that do commercial offshore fishing and recreational offshore fishing. Yeah. And I've had to call on them so one of the things that we do on the boat is we pull about a 25-foot net. It's called an otter trawl. And it has doors that open it up and it scoops everything that we pass. Maybe not everything. Things that swim can get away. Usually.
That can get out of its way. But normally, anything that can't get out of the way is in there.
Yeah, is in the net. Then we haul it up. And every time is different. We've gotten Atlantic brief squids. We got a little 2-inch flounder fingerling. A sea robin the size of a quarter. And we found this one fish that I couldn't figure out what it was. It had a sucker-like mouth.
Right.
It had long barbels. Right. It swam kind of like an eel. Really? And it darted through our buckets. We put water in our buckets that the kids can put their hands in and check out the fish. And so I called on one of my marine biologists, commercial fisher buddies, and another friend from the Army Corps of Engineers. And they identified it as a southern hake. Oh, it's just a unique species. It's kind of one of the most prehistoric looking ones.
Is it really?
Yeah. So it takes a village to run this program.
Yeah.
And I would love to urge anybody who is interested, who has any subset of knowledge that might be helpful to this program, which is helpful to the students and the teachers, to please reach out to me. You can contact me on my website, or also emily@customcoastal.org.
Right.
Because, again, it takes a village, and I would love y'all's help.
Well, and you're a part of that village.
Absolutely.
And you can access it. I was going to ask one thing. This is maybe we need to cover this again in this episode, and that is, if you have a potential for a child or kid that might be interested in this, go to you at the website. It's the best way to do it. Are you working primarily through the schools where the teachers come to you?
Both.
Okay.
If you have a child that you would like to get involved, come to me. I will give you the information that I have, or I will compile the information that we need to give to your teacher, to give to your students, your kids' teacher, or the administration at the school.
Understood.
I also have a couple of good contacts in administration and within Galveston Independent School District.
Yeah.
So the plan is by spring 2025 to have at least 10 paid trips. So kids that can afford to go on the trip. 10 of those, and 10 that can be sponsored by potential donors
Right.
or grant money if they can't afford, or if there's a barrier of entry for them to get on the boat.
And I guess anybody who's listening to this, if you are of a charitable mind, you could certainly underwrite one of these trips. It's for the kids.
Absolutely. You can sponsor one student, you can sponsor 2 students, you can sponsor a classroom, you can sponsor a grade.
Or you could probably sponsor one trip out with a boat.
Absolutely.
if you wish to.
Absolutely.
I'm just thinking here, and we're running close to the end of our time here, but the kids, I'm thinking of the variety of vocations that are available in the industries you've just described, not necessarily with a sophisticated degree. I mean, fresh out of high school, somebody can go into this and probably make a very good living.
That's absolutely true. And that is a twofold effect. Not only is it good for that kid's future, it's good for the future of Galveston.
Yes.
Because then that child that turns into an adult is a productive member of our society, our community, and is also a voting base for our town.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's, the fact that we talk about some of the more sophisticated positions does not mean that you have to have an advanced degree to enter the industry.
You don't. For example, you could be a pilot boat captain within years' time by going and doing your able-bodied seaman certificate. You could join the Coast Guard for 2 years. You could get your sea time. You could intern as a chef on a boat. Yeah. There's so many ways to get into some of these ubiquitous industries.
Gosh, Emily, what a great time talking to you again today.
It's so good to see you.
Next time we're going to talk about Twix and what it is and why it's important.
It's not a candy bar.
Any of us have been seaside know what it's like to not have one. So
Thanks, Jim.
Tell us again how to reach you.
My name is Emily Evans, 832-492-0773, or emily@customcoastal.org.
You just heard another edition of the Marbo Podcast. Thank you, Emily Evans.
Thank you, Jim.
From Marmo Studio, you've been listening to Jim Bratton. This is Sierra Sakol.